weird. So I've just unplugged the speaker, which is just this. I've unplugged this. It's behaving like this. I'm not quite sure why. I kind of want to get to the bottom of it. It's going so funny. Oh, now it's just stopped. Okay, well that's very weird. I just plugged this speaker back in. Mind you, this is just power to the other one. So there's more load in the circuit now. Maybe that's something that might have been affecting the outcome of taking that out, but I'm trying to put this in one hand here, but there you go. Now it seems to have stopped. Let's take it the audio jack out of the laptop. See, there's a hum there, and that was just me touching it with my finger. Put it back in. Seems to be all fine. This doesn't really make much sense. What happens if I take the audio jack out this one? Whoa, what's happening here? All I've done is taken the audio jack out. But this didn't happen, right? When I took it out the other side. This is all the same wire. I'll just quickly show you. This makes no sense. I have no idea why the circuit is behaving this way for these speakers, but it's literally the same cord. And now it's doing this. Now the speaker itself isn't vibrating obviously, but this is, and it's quite warm as well, so I think there might be a short circuit. There might be a component, maybe that's broken. If I put it back in, oh, this is interesting. What the hell's happening here? The speaker's vibrating. Is it plugged in properly? Because sometimes there's a miniature arc. Oh, there we go. It stops it. Okay, now it's in properly. This one's behaving normally, and this one's still vibrating. The speaker's not vibrating. Now, what you just saw there was a bit weird, because if I take it out this side, right, I've taken it out from my laptop, not from this. Oh, there it goes. Now it does it. I gave it a quick knock actually before that happened. Plug that back in. That's probably why it didn't go off when I took it from there. Now it's doing this again. Obviously if I take the power out it's going to go, but if I unplug this other speaker, it stops. However, there's a hum from it. Don't know if you can hear this. If you're picking that up. That's from the speaker. And the load from this one's been taken out, so there's no power going into this one. And this doesn't really matter, it's this one that's the problem. This is the main speaker all the inputs plug into. Take the audio out, and obviously the speaker system stops, but now it's doing this again. So there's now a load, there's more power, well, there's more current being drawn because there's two, and we know current is drawn, not supplied. So we have the same voltage going in, but there's more current in the circuit now because there's two speakers requiring the same power input. So there's that to consider. This is just, I don't really know why. I've just taken the audio out. So I'm guessing the audio delays this, but I'll plug it back in again. Oh, it's not plugged in properly. There you go. Now it's going like this again. Makes no sense. Yet again, I just disconnect the power from this speaker. Right. Requires 2 amps really. I think it starts going funny like this again. Well, there's less of a load going through the circuit now. There's less power coming in. Because it's just the one speaker rather than this one consuming power as well, so it's just weird. And no, this is not affected by the electric field because I can touch it. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah, I think that was a coincidence when I touched it then. What the hell? No, it seems to be working. Just by touching it. I doubt it. It wasn't even a complete circuit. Oh, it went from there to there. From there. Oh crap. To there. Wasn't any supply. What? Take that out. Oh, there we go. Let's go back again. Just a wire. See, my electric field from my hand's not influenced it, so there's no background fields. Right, it's doing this again. Plug it back in. Then it does this. Again, it's going back like this. You hear that? Don't really know why. It's definitely hot. Definitely around the bottom area, so I think there might be a short circuit or too much supply being drawn. This one's about room temperature. Ooh, this one's about maybe 30 degrees. It's definitely all plugged in properly, isn't it? Well, it's not going in anymore. It's the power put in. Yeah, all plugged in properly. Yeah, it's doing this. Take it out from the other side. Whoa. Whoa. So I've just unplugged this, which is the audio output, and this is influenced by electric fields, but backgrounds is not enough to do this. If I touch it, see how there's a bit like that because the electric field from my hand, but that's not really enough. Background radiation isn't enough to do that. So take it out and then it just stops, and then you put it back in and then it's like and it just goes back to normal. It's a bit weird. I don't really know exactly what's happening, but sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Take the load off from this one, and now it's just this one on power. And even then, now it goes back like this. Take the audio out. It goes funny again. Weird. Wasn't expecting that. I mean, it's definitely... I unplug it. Took the audio jack out this side. Put that in there. It's like really... I don't think that's plugged in right. Have a look. Yeah, that wasn't plugged in right. Yeah, I mean, maybe these aren't plugged in right, but they won't go any further. That one does. These two don't. They do stick out a bit. I don't think it's a loose connection though. That doesn't explain this anyway. So when you take the audio jack out, it sort of starts doing this. So definitely all plugged in as well. This doesn't make any sense. So yeah. It's really warm down here. Right, I'm not sure if it is some sort of circuit problem, like a short circuit of it's drawing about, make it in focus, 4.5 volts to 5 volts DC. So where this audio input comes in, I think there's a problem with the circuit in there. Might have something might have gone. So there's been a undesired path for the electrical current to go through. Now it's just going really weird. Even okay, it's weird. Well, everything's plugged in properly. Yeah, it won't go in any further. That makes no sense at all. The speakers aren't actually vibrating, so it's not the problem with the connection with the audio. And the weird thing is, if I unplug this, and it gets even weirder. And what this is, by the way, what this is only connected to, this is only one wire, and all it is connected to here. This is the other side of this. This is part of this on the other side, which is just connected to the speaker. So this isn't a power thing or anything, this is just putting a load, more of a load on this. And then it just does this. Someone explain this to me, I don't really know why it's doing this. Plugging it back in. There's more load there, there's more current being drawn, and then this happens. So I guess the current's been diverted. Maybe by a Zener diode or something in there. I'm not sure. Just making less go to less current flow to the pumps. I might have to take it apart and have a look. It's weird. Yeah. Definitely all plugged in properly. Now if I take this out, goes weird again. If I put it back in, it goes back like that again. You know, take the audio out. It goes like this when you take the audio out. It's not even connected to anywhere. Oh, there goes the other one. Doesn't really make much sense why this is happening. Put the audio back in. I'm putting the audio back in. Alright. It goes back like this again. So I think there's a problem. It's definitely warm at the bottom. So it might be a short circuit or some sort of something that's messing up the take the audio out. This end instead, which means it doesn't really matter. Put the audio back in properly. I'm pretty sure the audio's in properly. Okay, that's weird. The audio is in properly. So this time, as you can see, it is in properly. Makes no sense. I don't really know. It's not the speaker. It's definitely this. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably open it up and test my voltmeter. Test it with a voltmeter. Without destroying the circuit anyway. Don't want to put too much load on that. These are in properly. I can't get them in any further than that. Literally as far as they go in. This is happening. That makes no sense. This shouldn't happen, by the way. So, I believe, well, my hypothesis to this is that the audio when it comes in, right? See, when you turn the speakers on, the voltage as a current going into a speaker as well, obviously. But there's an amplifier that goes into the water pumps. So when there's a change in voltage between the speakers, it changes the pressure of the water jets. So when you unplug it, there's no change in voltage. Now, if the speaker's off, then the current shouldn't go like this, because I believe the circuits has to go through the speaker before it gets to here, which means that when the speaker's on, then this comes on, and when the speaker's off, this is off. This is changed drastically. The speaker's not even vibrating. I'll put my thumb to the speaker and then it just doesn't happen. So if I take the load off, that's from this one, so this one's off now. Now it does this. So there's more, well, there's not as much current going in now, but there's less power consumed, which then causes a very spiking voltage, which actually goes through the speaker as well. It goes through the speaker. Well, I'll just do a vibration, but there's a spiking voltage. I take the audio out as well. So just to prove it's not actually the speaker circuit that's the problem. I literally just have the power into it. Now, when there's just power going in, it should go through the... oh, that's the first time that's happened. Well, it just went right to the top. So the thing is, when this goes in, there's supposed to be a cut between the voltage supply to this pump and the speakers. If there's a certain amplification of above a certain voltage, a diode of some sort diverts the voltage to the pumps, and then that allows for the speakers to change the pressure and stuff like that. And if it's below a certain voltage, it's diverted. So maybe a Zener diode or something like that's in here that's doing that. Now, if that fails, then, well, it just goes to the speaker and is not diverted if it's under a certain voltage, and that will be the voltage supply inside. So the voltage supply inside doesn't really go to the speaker unless it gets above a certain voltage, which is the interference through the speaker audio. Now, there should be like a Zener diode or some form of diode in there that diverts the voltage if it's not the correct above a certain threshold. Well, there should probably be another way around, but now I've just got the power in. Now it's doing this. Now this is unusual. I'll tell you why it's unusual. It's because if it was just the fact that it was diverging, then the speakers, they're doing that, what they're doing now, just going up like that constantly, but that's not what we see. It does that, but then it goes like this and it tutters, so there's like a spiking voltage. There's still an interference in there. That's not coming from the speakers because that's unplugged. So I believe it could be the capacitors inside this, if there is any, that because of the diverging electric supply is slowly discharging, but they're doing it at different rates. So, and then they're charging again as well. So that's probably why I'm getting this, although I'm still not sure, so I need to check that. But if any of you have an idea of what could have possibly gone wrong with this speaker, let me know. I mean, that's my hypothesis of what's going on. I don't know if that's the correct hypothesis, but that's just the power supply and it's doing this. So I believe there is definitely a short circuit somewhere, or an undesired flow of the current, because it is quite warm at the bottom. I don't think it should be warm at the bottom. I mean, this one's, well, it's obviously off, but when it was operating it was fine. And this only just started doing this today as well. So, yeah. I don't really know what would have caused a short circuit, if there is any. Obviously I wasn't enough to flip the mains, because it was, there's some circuit. Put the speaker back in properly, and then that all goes off sometimes, not all the time. See, now it's off, the speaker is now connected, so the current's been diverged, so it might be a bit more of a complicated sort of problem, because now I plug the audio in and now it's back to normal, but that wasn't the case before. Just unplug it. Now I've unplugged it, now it's just this back in, now it's just the wire back in, and now it's off again. No sign of anything now, and it's just the wire back in. Before, when we unplugged it, it was going like gushing, but now it's not. So maybe we've, I don't know, challenged a certain capacitor or component or whatever. Now it's plugged in. So let's take that out, the audio out. Nothing. Back in. Now nothing. That makes no sense. I've just unplugged it and plugged it back in, and now it's like this. It doesn't make any sense. Before it was like gushing. There must have been a problem with the circuit, but now all I did was unplug it and plug it back in. Plug it back in. There's no issue now. So what if we increase the load by introducing this back to the circuit with this? Let's do that now. What do you think will happen? Oh, I've got it the wrong way around. Oh, there we go. Now it's starting again. So something influences an unwanted divergence of the current of the supply when a separate load, which is this speaker, is introduced to the circuit. Now it's getting warm again. And if I unplug it again, okay, now it's gone back like this. Makes no sense. Unplug. Okay, now I've unplugged this again. Now it's doing this. And I've unplugged both of them. Remember, before, last time we did this. So now there's an unwanted current flow flowing to the pumps straight past the speaker. But this is what you would suspect if it was an unwanted thing, so a Zener dial would have probably gone. However, there's more than just that one divergent, because now we've got this. Now it's fluctuating as well. Look, now we just got that one cord back in still. But before it was fine until we plugged this one back in. So look at that. Nope, now it's going. Well, I'm turning it constantly. So if I just leave it. So when I move it, oh no, it's going back like that again. So if I plug the audio back in, now it's fine. Plug this one back into the load, now it's fine. This doesn't make any sense, because I thought it was a short circuit or something like this. But sometimes when I plug it in that happens, and then sometimes it doesn't happen. That makes no sense at all. So does that on a short circuit exist when a certain current drawn is applied to it? But take this out. Take the audio jack out actually. And it goes like this. It does go to that one sometimes, but I'll plug this back in. And now we're back to where we started. It just doesn't make any sense. Take this out. So taking the load out, and now it's like this. Take the other audio jack out. It's like that. And you know what? I'm going to take the entire supply out. Now both of them are off. I'm going to put it back in. Now it's going like this. So before you plug that in, okay, when we first plug it in, now nothing, unplug it, put it back in, nothing again. I think maybe because some capacitors inside it might have been charged and it's slowly discharging when it's first took it out, but it didn't discharge fully, so when I put it back in there must have been a voltage spike or somewhere in the circuit. But now they've discharged, so take this out, plug this back in. So now that doesn't happen, so let's plug the audio jack back in. Nothing. Let's plug the other load in, the other speaker. Nothing. Now we're fine again. So explain this to me. This makes no sense at all. Take this out. Now we're fine. Take the audio jack out. Now we're fine. Take the power out. Now we're fine. Put the audio jack back in. Oh, no. Okay, now we're fine. Is that in right? Yeah. Put the audio jack back in. We're fine. Put the speaker back in. Now we're fine. Okay, let's change the order which we take things out. Let's take the speaker out, the audio jack, and now we're getting the same problem we had before. So this is just by taking the audio out, but we've still got the same load. And let's take the speaker out. Now it's stopped. Let's put the speaker back in. Now we're back to where we started with that. If we plug the audio back in, it's still doing it. Okay, let's take the load off this. We're fine again. Now we're back to where we started again. But this doesn't make sense because before when we had them all in, it was fine, but now it's back like this again. So let's take this out. Let's take the audio jack out, and then let's take the power out. Now I'm going to put the power back in. Now that just happened. That's just happened simply by me plugging this in after we did a certain order of taking the cables out, which also proved to be a random response from the speakers, because sometimes it made something weird go on, sometimes it didn't. I'll plug that in there and plug that back in there. Now we're fine again. Well, this doesn't make any sense. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know where to begin on, well, and where to start really with the explanation. All I know is it must be a certain fault in the circuit, but sometimes I'm fine with the speakers, and sometimes things just don't go very well. So I don't really know there. So if you have any ideas, please leave a comment down in the description and subscribe.